Okay, on our second go around of a hand, this is our fifth hand in play. South is once again the dealer with a 6, 4, 3, 0. Now that's a shapely hand. Ace King 9 8 7 6 times. King 9 3 times in hearts. Ace and 9 fourth in clubs. All primary honors. 7, 8 9 10 14 2 distributions 16. Opening 1 spade. Intermediate hand here. This is nice. Over in the west hand, it's a 4-4-3-2, 4-4 in the pointed suits, king 3 times in clubs, jack 4th in righty spade suit. I'm a pass. To the north hand, Quacker special, all queens and jacks. Queen 10 3 times. We like that we've got 2 honors in partner spade suit. Heart doubleton, jack 3 times, mystery if that's worth anything in clubs. And queen, jack 5 times in diamonds. Yeah, it's a 6-ish hand, so we'll bid 2 spades. Over to the east hand, look at this. Here's another void. Where one void is, another one oftentimes will exist in bridge. And sure enough, it's a 6, 4, 3, 0, missing the spade suit. Hearts, ace, queen, jack 10, 6 times. Queen 3 times in clubs. Ace, king, lovely, 4 times in diamonds. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 2 distribution for anything beyond 4 is pretty nice hand, isn't it? So we'll definitely go ahead and go past 2 spades. We're going to compete to 3 hearts with a very nice heart suit. 100 honors there, right? To the south hand, well, you have a medium hand. Do you want to invite 3 spades? I hope you're thinking about losing trick count. Remember, you have a partnership fit. So in spades, we have only 1 loser, only 1 beneath the ace, king, queen on the first 3 cards. In hearts, especially with this time righty bidding the suit, not time lefty, so looks like that heart is golden. At any rate, it would be, if there was no bidding, still only be 2 losers, but we certainly feel strong it's only 2 losers. So 1 in spade, 2 in hearts, and 2 in clubs for the ace, 10, 9, 4th. Only count up to the first 3, right? So 2, 4, 5 losers. We expect North to have 2 cover cards if they made a 2-spade bid. So we're not going to invite. They certainly won't accept a North if we went 3 spades. We have to go 4 spades on our own. 4 spades it is, and the opening lead is going to be a heart, dutifully leading the high heart from a doubleton high-low. We lead the top. The 6 to the 7 to the ace, third hand high, and we play a 5 in the south hand. Good false card with a 9, I suppose. And they're going to come back with a heart to see if they can get partner with a rough. Maybe it's a singleton 6 coming out. Now, if you could, over in the east hand, what would you like them to come back in? You got no roughing power, so you don't want them to come back. There are no rough opportunities. You want to have a diamond back, right? So if you could signal a diamond somehow, if you were playing lead directing for a suit preference lead, you would play the high heart saying, I want you to come back in a high suit. Of the unbid suits, not trump, obviously, not spades, you'd want the diamond, high-ranking suit, high-ranking card. We would play the 10 if we wanted a lower-ranking suit, if we wanted the club suit. So if you and your partner are into that or want to start considering it, it's called a suit preference lead. So the queen of hearts comes out, it was covered by the king, and there was a doubleton, a 4, came back. Okay, so there's 8 hearts have been played. So you're in south, and you, I suppose, got not much to do in diamonds. You've got this 2 honors with a 10 and a 9 there in clubs. That might work something if they're split king-queen. Hopefully 75, technically 76% of the time. So we'll go ahead and play a heart and rough it. Good on you there. We got 1 trick there by that north hand that was a questionable 6, and we just got a trick. Okay, we now go play a club back to the 10, not a jack to low, but a low to the 10. They win with the king. Okay, they come back with a club to the queen. Okay, there's another set of clubs that have been played. So at this time, the ace goes out. We're going to try another variation of this in a moment, and it's showing out. So we had 6 and 3 is 9, and it was 4 and 0. Only happens 10% of the time. Bad break. Well, we'll think about that. We'll come back to that at another try. So, okay, we play another spade up to the queen. We play a diamond rough in, play our king of spades, give them that jack of spades. They were jack fourth behind us. And we go ahead and rough. And we get the 10th trick because fortunately there were 3-3 in clubs. Okay, so the lesson learned there was that yes, we can go ahead and go right to 4 spades when our partner has gone 2 spades. The reason being is because we only have 5 losers. With the 6th loser, then we'd wonder if we have enough, if partner has extras. But with a 5 loser, partner should have 2 cover cards. And did they? No, I don't see 2 cover cards. Yes, I do. When you have queen third, that's a cover card. And you have a doubleton side suit, which provides an opportunity for a ruff. So yeah, it's pretty close to a 2 cover card hand, even though they're all just quackers. No aces and kings. Okay, let's try the other variation. Okay, so on our 6th hand, once again, the same one we played before. Same bidding. Well, let's try a little different bidding and see how that turns out. So it was 1 spade, pass, 2 spades, 3 hearts. Let's say that South got really ambitious and bid 4 no trump. That would not be a good bid. You don't want to bid no trump when you've got a void. If you wanted to probe for a slam, you would Q bid. You have a suit fit with partner. You could bid 4 clubs to show your ace, whatever your cheapest ace or king is. 4 no trump would not be a wise bid when you've got a void. Your partner says, oh, I've got 1. Well, which is it? The ace of diamonds is of no use for you. Even if you got a pitch, that's not a big deal. You wouldn't know. So you can't bid ace asking bid when you've got a void. But let's say somehow you ended up in 5 spades. Well, let's talk about that for a second. If you have 5 losers and your partner's made a 2 spade call, then they're going to have 2 cover cards, maybe 2.5 on a good day. Unlikely they're going to have 3 unless they were sleepy and had a card hidden behind or something like that, or didn't count shortness points for a singleton. So when they've made a bid that shows they have maybe 2 cover cards and you've got 5 losers, that only takes away 2. If you have a distributional suit, like a 4-card suit, maybe that will give an extra trick, but no. If they went to 3 spades, showing an invitational hand, they probably have about 3 cover cards. If they went 2 clubs first and then 4 spades, okay, now they got about 13 points. Now they've got about 4 covers. And with 5 losers minus 4, that sounds like slam. Anyway, let's say we're playing in 5 spades for our storybook scenario. Okay, so the open lead was the 6 of hearts, covered by the ace, coming back with the queen of hearts, hoping to get a high-ranking suit back, the diamond. We win with the king. And, okay, so we've seen 2 rounds of hearts and a high-low, so it looks like it's a 6-3-2-2 suit, doesn't it? We can play the heart, and if they're showing out, we can still do a finesse dealio. So we'll play the 9 of hearts. Yes, they pitch a club. We can win low with the 5. Okay, we can come back in a club and see if we can do a finesse. Maybe the king and the queen are over here. They went to 3 hearts. No, the king was over there. Okay. In fact, West, you had 6, or East, you had 16 points. You're probably wondering, why did they go to game, let alone 5 level, huh? When you got 16 points yourself, must be done either on his good looks or her shape, right? Okay, they went with the king over here, and they come back with a club. Don't come back with a spade. Okay, it goes up to the queen. We went with the ace in the south. So my question is, do you really want to play the ace of spades? How about a low spade to finessing to the queen 10? Let's think about that. East had 6 hearts, didn't they? It went high-low over here, so it looks like it's a 6-3-3-2 suit, or 6-3-2-2 suit. And then they've shown 2 clubs, that's 8. They went to the 3 level. The only place they've got honors left is in diamonds, so they have to have the ace-king. So they got another 2 there. It's at least 10. They may not have any spades. And there are only 2 hearts here. So what if we were to play all the spades over in the west hand? What happens? It wins. Yes. If they have jack third, or in this case it was 4-0, only happens 10%, but it does happen sometimes. So yeah, that would be a good play to get an extra trick. So we play the queen, we play the queen of diamonds, they win with the king, but we ruff it. Now we play our ace, and our king drops the jack. And we play the club up to the jack, and we ruff in. And because they were 3-3, 1 in 3 times, 36%, we can take our last, and we can win 11 tricks. Where normally, when you got 5 losers, partner signs off at 2 spades, we only expect 2 covers. And as we saw, they barely get us 2 there because they didn't have any primary honors. But a roughing point and the queen 10, good. Okay, let's go for another variation of a new hand. Okay, I guess we're up to the 7th hand here, and it's close hands. We just swapped a couple cards have been swapped, so same for the South, our 6, 4, 3, 0. The West hand, now we've picked up a king of clubs. We have king, queen 4 times. Nice, but we no longer have 4 spades. It's a more likely 3-1 by the opponent. So we're jack 6 3 times. North, identical hand. So over in the East hand, rather than having the jack of hearts, it's ace, queen, 10, 9, 6 times. In diamonds, still ace, king 4 times. Don't have the king 3 times in clubs, but we do have a singleton spade, a more likely split. Okay, so the opening was 1 spade, pass 2 spades, probably 3 hearts, maybe thinking about it a little bit more with adverse vulnerability, with the split honors there. Yes, with 5 losers, South goes to 4 spades. The opening lead, once again, is that 6 of hearts. Going up to the ace, this time not so sure exactly what to come back in since they have some holes in their heart suit. So they come back with 9 of hearts, I suppose. Won by the king. I think South, you could go ahead and play the jack if it was a 6. I don't think it's a 6 from 6 and jack. It would only be jack doubleton or something like that. At any rate, going up with the king and figure you're going to ruff that jack of hearts. Okay, fine. So you play a spade, maybe see if they can tempt them, go up with the 9. They don't go up with the jack, but you play for the finesse by playing low. Okay, fine. That's a nice play. It would be like going low to the 10, but do it this way, fine. And then the heart and ruff it with the 10. Okay. So now it's time to play that clubs, and oops, you played the jack of clubs. Now we spoke about that before with this combination like this, split ace, jack, 10, you need to play low up to that, and this is going to be a losing play. We'll come back to that. So, okay, they play a diamond, we cover with the queen, they win with the king, we ruff it. And we can go ahead and do a spade thing, play to the queen, play a club back, try for the finesse again. No, the king and the queen were both held by the West hand. Yeah, 1 in 4, but it happened this time. So, unfortunately, yes, we win the last club, win the spades, and look at this. This time they've got the 7 over our 5. How revolting is that? Yes, sometimes those low spot cards can make a difference. So let's try that again and see our next variation, see if we can do better on the declare play. Okay, so on our last hand, once again, same cards, same deal, and hopefully a little bit better declare play. Let's give that a try. So that was a 6 of hearts to the ace, a low heart to the jack. We saw it could have been to the king. I like this play a little bit better myself. If it was a singleton, it might bear more fruit if they're roughing anyway. So, okay, fine so far. So we'll go ahead and play a low spade rather than the 9. We can do it that way also. A low spade up to the 10. Good. All right. And we come back with the club, but this time don't give up the jack. Just play low to the 10. It might be a singleton that falls on it. You got to give up 2 honors, so don't do that. So a low to the 10. They win with the king. Okay. Let's see how this works out. What are you going to come back in? It's a problem, isn't it, now for West? They don't want to end play themselves by playing a club. They finesse themselves if they play that suit. So they come back with a diamond. Good. Win with a jack over to the king, and then we have to overtake it by roughing it with a spade. All right. We'll play that king of hearts, and if they want to rough it, fine, we'll over rough it. So they pitch a club. Okay, so the ace of clubs, we pitch our jack of clubs. We now have where they take it with the queen, but we rough it, and you can see that when the diamond comes back, we rough that, win with the queen, a diamond, we rough it, ace, and the king. That's a better play, isn't it? Making 11 tricks. Let's take a look at one fine point in this hand. Okay, east-west, let's see how we can do a little bit better on play, and it'll get to trick 4. So the heart up to the ace. A heart back, won by the jack by south, very nice. And then a low spade up to the 10. Okay, here we go. Trick 4, pay attention, west. It's a club to the 8, to the 10, to the king. Your partner over here is playing an 8 of clubs. That's a pretty high number. And if your partner is giving you a count signal, a high-low, it's either from 2 or from 4. Now, if it's from 4, I don't think they're going to be playing that suit. You don't have a high diamond over here, so why aren't they doing some finesses through over here in East if they've got all these honors and they can finesse one? So it looks like this is a doubleton suit, does it not? Or could it even be a singleton? So if you've got 4, there's 3 in the dummy. It looks like it's a 4-4-3-2 split. Okay, you with me? All right, so let's see what happens here. You've won the king. Okay, you come back in a diamond. Good. They go up with the king, and they show out in the south. So, you know, now your partner's got 4 in that suit. The south has none. So when there is a king of hearts played, don't play a club. You got to keep parity with the opponent. Normally we can see it in the dummy. In this case, keep 4 along with south. If it's a 4-4-3-2, that means south has the 4. So don't give up that 7. Also, you might get in an end play position, right? When you gain the lead, if you were to gain the lead, is you don't want to have a queen 9 with the ace king jack behind you. So yeah, that was 7 of clubs. That was a cost you an extra trick, whereas you could have played either of those spades and held them to their contract. So at that point, they take the ace, as we saw, then they allow you to go up with the queen, but at this point, that last club has been promoted. Okay, making an over trick. Lots of twists and turns in this game of bridge. Well, bridge friends, we've reached that time again. Let's take a look at some summaries and tips of what we've covered today. With a fit, we want to use our losing trick count and use that when sometimes our high card point and distribution points don't always get us where we want to go. Now, sure, high card points is the way we want to start off, but bridge players are tricky players, right? And if we get extra tricks using losing trick count, we want to do that. The most obvious example I could give you would be where if you have 13 cards in a suit, sounds like it'll make 13 tricks to me, right? So if you said, well, I have ace, king, queen, jack, 10, that would be 10 high card points. And if I give 1 for each distribution, beyond the first 4, I have another 9. 9 and 10 is 19. 19 points. No, you can't think that way when you have long suits. So when you have shapely hands, losing trick count can get you some extra tricks. Okay? And responder uses the complement cover cards. Now often we take a look, speaking of covers, another type of a cover situation is when a player has led an honor and we have an honor on top of it. We oftentimes want to cover that honor with an honor of ourselves. If not, they may get an extra trick. There are about 3 or 4 exceptions. We've discussed it earlier in some of our bridge hands pulling you lessons, and we can go over it again at a later time. But we saw that today for better or worse, didn't we? Okay, and entries are always the key to promoting a suit. We have distribution. We like to promote a hand, either the responder hand or more often the opener's hand, where there's more points. And we need to have entries to go ahead and set that up. Sometimes, though, dummies has a 5-card suit and has 2 or 3 entries, and we can set that up. Maybe win 2, rough 1, and we're home free when we have that last entry. But remember, when you have a short suit with high honors, we oftentimes have to play those high honors on the short side before we get over to the other side. If we were to play ace, king, and then we had queen in the other side. We played the third one to the queen, but we can't get back to the side. Well, you know how that goes. Now, ruffs and sloughs. Well, sometimes when the declare and the dummy are out of a suit and you lead that suit, you give them a ruff and a slough. You've given away a trick. It's sort of like a cross ruff situation, right? We all love cross ruffs. As defenders or declares, they're great for us, but be careful not to give the opponents, especially the declare, a ruff and a slough. Yes, it means having to count the suits out a little bit more sometimes, know by the bidding, but just something to be on the lookout for. And speaking of which, avoid that dangerous opponent, right? Yes. So if you've got, say, king third on a suit and you can do your business elsewhere, but if you got king third and the righty gets in front of you and you don't have anything in the dummy and they come through you as declare with the ace queen to your left, you're going to be losing 2, maybe 3 tricks. So sometimes we want to do things to keep that dangerous opponent or potentially dangerous opponent off of the lead. Yes, sometimes we have to do it. We have to hope that the ace is over there and we have the king, and we have to play to that. There's nothing we can do. But always be on the lookout and see if there's something else you can do. Speaking of being on the lookout for, yes, when the opponents are not 3-2 trump split. How cruel when they're 4-1. But it happens 1 in 4, 28% of the time. So it can happen. And even when you have a 9-card fit, they could be 4-0. So we need to be on the lookout for that scenario also. 40% of the time, it's going to split evenly. 50% of the time, it's 3-1. 10% of the time, yeah, fortunately it's not too much. This can be 4-0. And lastly, listen and watch the opponent's bidding. Right? Be careful when they have made a bid that's interfered with you, especially at the 2 level where they're promising 12, 13 points or more. Be on the lookout for who has aces and kings. Probably that person who's made the bid. If they made a takeout double, they probably got most of it if the other partner didn't come in the auction. Okay? And if they hesitate or things, we can't use those inferences on behalf of our partner, but we can on the opponent. So if they have gestures, mannerisms, hesitations, and the like, fine. Okay, well, we're at that time, friends, so thank you for coming here today, and I hope you enjoyed your lesson. Had a lot of twists, turns, tips, tricks, and traps in this lesson on major suit raises. Now, more to follow as we continue to refine our skills and focus on declare and defender play. Thank you for your support here at the Bridge Hands virtual community. We're always happy to have you here at Bridge Hands. So as always, happy trails to you, bridge trails that is. Until we meet again, bye for now.